Hello guys, how are you doing? My name is Michael, and I think it was just about time that we took on the middle section of the Lost Bastille. I've changed my look considerably in order to match the incredible weight of the Gurm axe. We're going to be taking down the ruined Sentinels, and I'm probably going to be switching back to my Mastodon halberd for that, because, yeah, this thing, I mean, it's not awful, but that moveset is, I'm having a lot of trouble with. I just am. And the Ruined Sentinels can be a somewhat frenetic boss fight. Not a difficult one, but after you learn the pattern, of course. I mean, there's some boss fights in Dark Souls 1 that I've played many times, and I am still kind of worried when I go in there. You know, some of them were agony for the first, I don't know, 20 times I was going in there, trying to figure out what the heck is going on. Like the Artorias boss fight, which took me a long time to figure out. However, now I'm pretty comfortable with the Artorias boss fight. I'm not saying I get it perfect every time, but I know what I'm doing, and I'm calm when I go in there. But things like, there's still a couple of boss fights, like the Manus boss fight, and the Four Kings boss fight, where I'm still kind of, when I go in there, I'm a little scared. Now, this next room is a huge gang of enemies, of Royal Swordsmen, obviously, those great sword-wielding guys. And what I like to do is draw this one out with an arrow. I'm going to take a huge chunk of his health away with this. I might even be able to kill him if I can get two off. I think they expect you to go in there with far less upgraded weapons than I have. Ooh, did not one-shot him. Very nice. I'm going to two-hand it here and just go in here. They will start coming towards you, and I think 3 or 4 are going to come out here. Before I figured out how to fight these guys, and when I had a crummy weapon that I originally had coming in here, this fight was agony, and I had to kind of, if you're having trouble, try to lead them out over here so you can fight them, or you can even, if you want to, drop down there and cheese them with arrows. I think they can somehow get, yeah, they can get over to you. But if there's a big group of them and you run over there and maybe go up the ladder there, which I don't believe they can climb. I don't think so. You can cheese them with arrows over there. We'll get some... Oh, the helm. The helm kind of looks like sort of a pot helm. Now, in the next room, there are, I believe... I think there are still some guys in there. I'm not sure. I know there are exploding barrels. I want to see if there are. Oopsie-daisy. We probably can destroy that door now that I think about it. Other guys? Yes, there are. Now, I can't hit those barrels. I've accidentally blown them up, as can happen when I was with the spark of my weapon. Now, this next room, we're going to open a little door to let in the next group, but weirdly, most of the time, these guys turn around and run and go down a ladder when I open this door. I don't know why. It's very peculiar. Maybe they will not. I kind of hope they'll not, so I can come in here, but... Come on. Nope. Immediately run down and try to go down this ladder, which doesn't make a huge amount of sense. Usually I can get... Oh, come on. I'm trying... I can... I'm not hitting... The game was going to the backstab animation for the other one, not for that one. That was kind of silly. Usually I'm able to kill that guy. Oh, the Royal Swordsman armor actually looks kind of cool. It looks like a cool, kind of mid-range armor. I like the way it looks. Now let's head down this way. There's some more torture implements that they use in the Lost Bastille, like this thing right here. It's a weird little... It must be horrible to be sealed inside one of those things. I don't know if that's based on any kind of historical torture device. I've never seen anything to that effect. And I think this might be an amber herb down here. No, it is not. Soul item and a human effigy. And we're coming up right now in the boss fight of the Ruined Sentinels. And remember, you don't have to do this boss fight. This is optional. Something I did not understand when I first came in here, because I did not beat the Pursuer at this point. I kind of thought that, well, you had to get through here to get through the middle. And I am switching over to the Mastodon halberd because, well, it's just easy, and like I said, it can be a little difficult. We also have an NPC summon here, so if you're alive, this is a very useful summon, the Pilgrim Belfry, who I assume is a man, by the way. I looked first, but Belfry? That sounds... I mean, it sounds like a woman, but is this... I mean, it has a bun in the back of its head. Is that a woman? It's hard... I guess it is a woman. It's hard with the light to tell. This lady can go a little crazy, though, and start hitting you with arrows. This next boss room is very confusing at first. We're going to go through this door and immediately fall down. There's no door. There's no... We land a few feet below us. There's no place we can go out to, and we can't go back to this door. And we are immediately going to be attacked by a large armored figure called a ruined sentinel. After we kill one of them, two of them will aggro from across the room and come attack us, and we will have to go down to the floor to finish fighting them. This first attack they do, by the way, immediately roll. Do not even bother trying to block it. It's too difficult to do it. These guys have large warhammer-type weaponry. This guy can actually fall down here, and then he will leap back up sometimes. I don't actually believe we can get this weapon, which is annoying. Yeah, I'm almost certain you can't, which sucks. I mean, why can't we get the weapon? Ooh, my rolls are a little off. But fortunately, my weapon is strong. You'll see over there, the other two will start coming down. And, I mean, you can just let Belfry handle some of them. Oh boy, that was about as bad as it could go. I don't think you can actually get their shields, which is a real shame, because they can actually Captain America their shields and just heave them at you, which is pretty cool. Oh dear, they're spinning. Oh shit, I might not live! Fuck. I'm using the Lion Clan shield, and it's kinda crummy. Ooh. Really thought they... You don't want to go fight Belfry there? I mean, he's doing a pretty good job of fighting them, but still. Oh. Really getting hurt by these guys. I think you can get their armor, but you have to farm it later in the game. Like in a lot of Souls games, characters that start off as bosses become basic enemies later on. And when we get to the castle, this guy's just a standard respawning enemy. I don't think I've ever bothered to farm their armor, so I don't know if it's any good or not. It looks okay, but it looks different on you when you get it, just like any other armor, I imagine. And there we go. There we go. These guys brutalized me on my first couple of playthroughs. They were horrifying. And, I mean, it was just a nightmare. I went back in here, I don't know how many times. 15 times, maybe? It's hard to tell sometimes with all of these damn patches to know, which is why I'm not crazy about the need for patches. There shouldn't have need patches in this game. They should get it, spend a few extra months just to get it right. They're actually, I mean, I don't know if it's the patch making them easier, or if I'm getting better, or a mixture of both. I don't know. But they seemed harder when I originally came down here. Let's take a look here. This room has a bunch of illusory walls in it. I don't know why. It's just randomly tons of illusory walls. Let me go up this ladder here. I think there's a Royal Swordsman up here, maybe. Possibly. Nope. And I think you can get the Hush spell. The Hush spell, if that is what this is, or... Yes, it is. This makes your movement completely silent. It is a neat thing to have in the game, but it's not especially useful. I wish it had more purpose to it. In Demon Souls, they really seem to have nailed. I don't think you can jump across here, although I'll make an attempt. No. In Demon Souls, they really made an attempt to make, I think, sound and enemy sight a much more important part of the game. Yet another illusory door. However, in Dark Souls 2, and even Dark Souls 1, that didn't really work, and you couldn't really hide from enemies in quite the same way. So that Hush spell, I think maybe in PvP against other players it might work, but really it's not a big thing. We just got the target shield. It also has a unique parry animation like the buckler. It may even have its own little unique thing. And what it does is give you more frames for parry. I think it actually is better than the buckler, probably. Let me take a look here. The target shield might have even more frames than the buckler, I'm not sure, but it's definitely a cool looking shield. A target shield or a targe really seems, I don't know if those two words are related. But those kind of small parrying shields really remind me of later centuries, the early modern period, rather than the medieval period. Just like the rapier. And what is in here? Nothing. Of course, I forgot one is a troll one. It's a hit or miss series of illusory doors. And this one was definitely a miss. And a rusted coin. Useless. Let's head back up here. There's one more illusory door. And I think it also contains nothing. It might have one of those exploding guys in it, so I'm going to... Let's see what this says. Illusory wall ahead, be wary of ledge. Absolutely. And remember, we just need to one-shot this guy. There's also a wooden chest in here, so... Probably can get damage if you try to attack it. I don't know if the explosion from the enemy can destroy it or not. Rouge water, that's pretty useless. And this next area that we're about to go in through this door, there are probably a bunch of messages telling us about it. Let's see. When I originally came here, I didn't know about the illusory door, a wall rather, so I tried other ways to try to... Is there a way to, like, jump across here? I tried a bunch of times. I don't know if you really can. I mean, maybe you could... Maybe if you had, if you were really, really good at jumping, but it wasn't a useful item anyway. Story of Dark Souls 2. I took a really long time to try to find an item that I thought would be useful, but it was crap. Tried charging. Yeah, there's actually one of those exploding hollows down here, and we're going to grab an item immediately to our right. What does this say? Yeah, be wary of left. You have to really run through, and he is going to be exploding in a second. Again, yet another troll move, where they're trying to destroy your character the instant after he fights a boss. I mean, what's the point of that, really? You know, you're just going to run through and get here, and, you know, you already beat the boss. What's the point? You're just going to go through here, right before the bonfire. This next area down below us that we're going to very briefly go into is the Belfry Luna, the counterpart to the Belfry Soul. And there's a dog down here. In the Old Iron Keep. I blanked for a moment on the name. This is also the place, by the way, where you can get the... wow. There we go. He didn't even hit me once, I think. You can get the large club. This was a weird gameplay choice, or design choice to me. In Dark Souls 1, there were 3 club weapons. Well, there was the regular club, which is the basic one we have now, the stick. Then there was something called the large club, which was a smaller weapon than this. It was sort of intermediate between this and the great club. And then there was the great club. But now there really doesn't seem to be a whole lot of difference between the large club and the great club. I mean, this is the two-ended R2. It's the same thing. It doesn't... I mean, it looks different. This one is obviously bigger. But damage-wise, I don't know if it's all that much different. It seems kind of peculiar that they did that. There didn't seem to be a big point to that. Now that I am down here, I may actually want to pop into... I'm sorry, I may want to actually pop into the priest chime. That's a pretty good chime, but if you're playing a... I think it has better scaling than the cleric's chime that you get early on if you're playing as a faith character. I may just want to pop in here and see how things are going in the Belfry Luna. There's a brutally difficult boss fight in there that is just a huge series of gargoyles. That's all it is. In Dark Souls 1 and in Demon Souls, there was a fight where you had to fight one gargoyle, and in the middle of the fight, a second one came in and attacked. And it was called the Man-Eaters in Demon Souls and the Belfry Gargoyles in Dark Souls 2, and it was this really anxious, difficult, scary moment when the other gargoyle came in, and it was like, oh my god, there's a second one? Well, in this game, because it's Dark Souls 2, they decided that, not just one gargoyle, not just 2 gargoyles, we're going to throw in 7 gargoyles, or I think it's 6. 6 might be the maximum one. And they just keep constantly spawning. And this fight, I was literally, my heart was pounding when I was originally fighting it, when I first came here. And it is brutally difficult. This is another invasion covenant. I already explained it with the Belfry Luna. This is another one of those creepy guys here. I almost always get invaded in here. This is a really popular invasion. And we have more of those obnoxious little Belfry twats who I hate. And they have bows, so running through here is not easy by any means. This area also has a fair amount of skeptic spice, if I remember right. So if you need that for one of your builds, you may want to come here, but it's kind of questionable if you even need it. I think there are 2 up here. Now, in order to get through the gate, we once again have to ring the bell, but this bell is much more serious. We'll be going into a gank of all of these guys when we go up there, and we're immediately going to jump down afterwards. We're going to ring the bell, go to the right, and then just jump down. So I should have put the cat ring on, but still, that's what you should do. Because there's a ton of these guys, and we just came here to fall. Oh my god, where did that guy come from? Was that guy, did I not kill that guy, or did he fall down? He must have fallen down. Is that where he came from? This is bullshit. Where did this guy come from? Ugh. That was annoying. Alright, let's pop in here and see what we can do against these guys. Really, if you come in here with a fully upgraded, a +10 Great Club, they can actually be pretty easy. But I don't have that. I have this +10 Mastodon Halberd. I don't remember using that in here. I don't know what it's like. It's a really difficult, annoying fight. Oop. I can 3-shot them, which is not spectacular. If you get them down to a low piece of health, like that, but then don't kill them, they will start using fire attacks, and they will deliberately stay behind the other gargoyles as they do so. This guy might be doing it now soon. Excellent. 2 down. With their soul, you can also get their weapon there, the Gargoyle Bident. But it's a pretty crummy weapon. I don't know why you would want it. Oh. This could be the end. They definitely changed how Estus flasks work. See? Yeah, he's doing it because he's at low health. And he's behind the others. The way they designed this. The only reason that you want to come in here is because it does unlock something very interesting in the Lost Sinner boss fight. It makes it considerably easier than it otherwise would be by including these, by fighting these guys. Because you can get to a new area. I don't plan on fighting the Lost Sinner here. We really don't have enough time, especially now that I'm doing this. You don't need to do this, by the way, this little area. It is another optional area. You know, they threw in another brutally difficult boss fight that was optional. You know, I have a feeling I want to tell... Thank God these guys are dead. I have a feeling that I want to tell the guys in Dark Souls 2. I don't know if I've said this before, but maybe at some point in this playthrough, but you can't take a burned meal. If you're cooking dinner, you can't take a burned meal and then take a frozen meal and then throw them together and make a complete meal. That doesn't happen. That does not happen. It doesn't work that way. That is not how cooking works. And that seems to be what they did. They took a ton of very easy sections in boss fights, but then sort of counteracted it by throwing in really brutally difficult optional boss fights. That doesn't work. We're going to be popping down here, and what is down here is a key that will let us unlock some stuff, very important stuff in the Lost Sinner boss fight. This is also the way to unlock the regular door to Macduff, unless you want to blow it up. But I don't know why you would even bother with that, because, you know, blowing it up is just easier. That's an NPC invader. He is also a filthy spear user, so I'm not fond of him. But fortunately, I have the cheater halberd. Something I never mentioned, I don't think I mentioned this, but I don't think I can mention this enough. There's an enchanted falchion above us here, too, that I want to get. I want to mention this about stamina, because this came up when I was playing this boss fight, when I was originally playing the game. And this actually looks a lot like a boss fight in Dark Souls 1. But anyway, I was originally playing that section, that boss fight, against those Belfry gargoyles. Well, we ripped him apart. And something that I noticed that I was not told about, I think, in the guide, I'll have to look back to make sure, but is that if you are running, and I'll show you this up here, if you are running and you use up all of your stamina, just wait for it to go down here, then you will not be able to run again until your stamina completely fills up again. This is a crucial part about the game that I really want to mention. I mean, it wasn't obvious to me that this would be the case. I assume if you just got a little bit of stamina, then you'd be fine, but if you're running and all of your stamina is used up, then you cannot run again. You are forbidden from running until the stamina goes all the way back up at the top. This little area down here looks a lot like the Capra Demon boss fight room, especially with all the dogs running around. There is some more stuff to get in the Belfry Luna. I am probably going to... Do I want to go back here to the... Yes, I believe I will actually go to Macduff the Crime Blacksmith for a brief moment to upgrade a weapon. I'm going to upgrade the S-Tuck. And the Tuck is a pretty unique weapon for being a strength weapon, as it is a thrusting sword, but I maybe in a later episode use that more. And then afterwards I'm just going to show more about the Belfry Luna, about what it's like. Let's see here. Yes, yes, yes. Flame, dear flame. We all know about your flame, hard-on. There we go. The S-Tuck should not be a strength weapon. It really, really should not be. Let's buy 5 of these. Ooh, should I buy some repair? I'm going to buy some repair powder, too. And then head back to Steady Hand Macduff. I think I'm going to finish up this little middle area after I go through the Belfry Gargoyle area. Maybe split this up into 2 sections. I don't think there's anything especially useful in the rest of the Belfry area. But maybe we'll get invaded and going in there. It's I don't think... Yeah, we weren't invaded in the Belfry Soul, so... Yeah. I forgot to mention about the Belfry Soul is that there's actually a very rare invader that will come in there only in New Game Plus that people were fascinated with because he contained a unique set of armor called the Berserker set of armor, which had a very unique Predator, like Arnold Schwarzenegger Predator mask that came with it that was really cool looking. However, you don't have... And it was an agony to farm him. It was utter misery to try to farm that guy. It was so difficult. It was so annoying. Everyone hated doing that. However, they changed all that because you can actually farm his items a lot easier in the Iron Crown DLC from an invader. So you probably, if you have the lucky enough to have the DLC, you really should just go there to take care of it and not bother with what's my agility doing? Alrighty. And not bother with going through all the rigmarole you have to go through with fighting him in this area. It was an agony that they did that they forced you, and if you wanted this armor, and it was some of the coolest armor in the game, to spend so long, so much of your time trying to get this drop. And if you wanted all 5 pieces, because there's 4 armor pieces and some and a weapon, which was no better than the regular katana. I don't know why they considered it a especially different weapon. Alright, let's excuse me, explore the Belfry Luna a little bit more. You don't really need to. There's not a whole lot of interest in there. But I just wanted to show it. If there's anything really unique in there. And there probably... I'm thinking there isn't. Let's take care of this dog, though. Especially that upper area. You kind of have to run around like a lunatic, avoiding those little guys. And of course they all have bows. Alright. Maybe we will be invaded. Well, you know, actually I'm putting on the ring of light protection. I forgot about the invasion for a second. I love... This actually looks pretty cool, this sort of pile of these dead guys here. That's actually pretty unique. I like the way that looks. These weird little They're supposed to be toys or mannequins or something like that, which is kind of weird. You'll notice a wide variety of damage output that I get from this weapon. That is because the halberds work on probably the most complex direct hit system in the game. There is a sweet spot of distance for hitting an enemy for using a halberd. That initial 294, oh god, I'm being invaded. That's what that means, that missed there even though I beat the boss. Hello, sir. Oh, he waved, good. Is he using one of the smelter weapons? Is that what that is? I believe it is. Alrighty. Sometimes I'll get comedy invaders like this who are just sort of bizarre. I really don't know what he's doing. No idea what he's doing. What the hell are these frickin' jokers doing? Don't you guys have lives, for heaven's sakes? Come on, guys. Come on. Don't make me break this, okay? Don't make me be the one. Goodness sake. I hate it when these guys start jerking around. Come on, let's go. Let's do this. Ooh, it's kind of cool. I like that. Oh, he's got the baneful bird ring. That's a lot of fun. And in the hollow mask? I can't even tell. I do want to show you that there's a ring there. I might be invaded again. I'm not sure what body type that is. Looks kind of cool. This is a really beefy guy. I'm desperately trying to think of the name of the ring in the Belfry Luna, and God, I have no idea. That composite bow thing that's coming up here, that was an interesting idea that they had in Dark Souls 1, where it was something with lower dex requirements, so a character that wasn't all that highly dex-based could theoretically use. But it didn't really work out, because it wasn't that far off from the stats you needed for the longbow, and it was so much more difficult to get. And it was, ironically, you had to go through the area in the game. Oh boy, what is this? Hold on a moment. Sorry about this. Sorry about this, but I just want to respond. I did like the way he looked a lot with that hammer without a shirt on. Okay. Alright. Oh, that's what it is. I know what it is. It is the defense ring, the blue tearstone ring. That's gotta be what it is. But I don't remember where to drop down to get it. Maybe here? Is that it? Or is it over here? Oh, it's not there. It must be here. There it is. And I'm probably going to bone out of here. Yeah, because we're just coming up on 30 minutes. If you go up above, yeah, it's blue tearstone ring. If you go up above, there's really nothing there. This looks well designed. Why can't you go up there? Oh, there's a step. If you go up to the next area, excuse me, if you go up to the point where you ring the bell and you have that gank of those bow guys, there's really just a big pile of nothing up there. There may be some skeptic spice, and that's probably about it. You don't really need to go up there. You can farm those guys for their equipment, but then again, why would you do that? Think about it. Why would you be doing that? There's no reason to wear that equipment. I don't think I've ever seen anyone in PvP wearing that damn equipment, to be honest. But anyway, and you can actually farm it from another area near the wall center. So, I'm going to end that here and maybe continue on with the good old-fashioned, the rest of the center part of the Lost Bastille next time. I will see you guys there.